Once a king of noise cancellation, but maybe Sony has taken the throne. Let's find out. Bose has always had one of the best designs in the industry, class leading. With the Bose 700s, that trend continues. Now, the headband is made of a very premium stainless steel look. I mean, look at this. It's like a unified design, and it's so different that if you actually see someone wearing it, you go like, hey, that guy's wearing a Bose 700, just like the AirPods. The ear cups are made of Bose proprietary soft touch plastics, which in my opinion are the most comfortable cups I've ever worn. The headband evenly distributes the weight without the clicking sounds, unlike the Sony's, making the adjustments a little bit of smooth, soundless experience, if I may. The left cup has the adjustable noise cancellation button, while the right cup has toggles for the power, Bluetooth, and launching digital assistants. If you are having a hard time remembering like which button does what, I mean like there's so many buttons and they're not labeled at all, to be honest. It's all about the muscle memory game. They have put down touch capacitive buttons, not buttons, swipes actually, somewhere around this place, next to the Bose thing. It has been a couple of weeks I've been wearing these, and that too for hours. I mean, and there comes a time when you forget that these are on your hand. They're that comfortable. They are definitely lighter than the XM3s, which shows because you can easily fall asleep in them. You won't even know you're wearing it. Especially the material used in the lower side of the headband. It's hard to describe, but it's sort of a light, cushiony, rubbery material which sits comfortably between like messing up your hair and accumulating sweat underneath it. To be honest, I'm not a fan of buttons overall because they tend to creep into your music or whatever entertainment you're listening to. It becomes like a, you know what I'm saying? Like, kind of thing. So I'm a fan of touch capacitive buttons, but as long as they work well. And Bose, in this case, has done a very, very good job, even better than the Sony XM3s. It's their precision and lag-free experience that make the touch controls such a charm to use. I found myself often using them even when I'm not even required to do, just to check the accuracy of those touch capacitive panels. Personally, I'm not that kind of a person who buys a new set of headphones and the first thing he does is goes to the app and tingles around with the controls of the EQ. You can say I like my music vanilla, if you may. But then again, there is an option in the Bose app for all you tinglers out there. For those who prefer customizing their music experience, Bose has provided all the options for you to play with. Although they're not as deep as a Sony music app, when will the Walkman experience come into play, right? But there is a major issue, of course, discussed further down in the review. Have you subscribed yet? No, you haven't. Now come on, minimize the video, go down, click that big red button and thumbs up. Don't forget to show your appreciation. Back to the review. Remember when Bose QC35-2s were hailed as the king of noise cancellation? I mean, the trend continues here by offering 3 different levels of noise cancellation, which is like 1, 5 and 10, which can be customized through the app and controlled through a dedicated button on the left cup. A press and hold will activate the transparency mode based on the level chosen, and you can let the outside world creep into your entertainment. While working at an office, the usual arguments and the loud laughs are covered very well, but I happen to prefer the complete silence. Eerie, at some point, I agree, of the XM3 especially, although it becomes artificial with the XM3s at a certain point. Think about this. Maybe this is why the Bose went ahead and added like a little bit of a less maximum noise cancellation kind of thing in order to stay away from the extreme silence, which might give a nauseating feeling to some people and even some headaches at some point. Now, I want to be dead honest with you guys. The microphone on this thing is far better than the XM3s. And that's not just from me hearing a voice note I sent and being pointed out in meetings that, hey, that was a great voice note. What sound quality was that? With the Sonys, the sound becomes tinny at a certain level and it sounds hollow and kind of artificial, I would say. But when the 700s, man, it's crisp and clear. Here, be the judge yourself.
This is a microphone test of the Bose 700 noise cancellation headphones. Now, you might hear a couple of noises here and there, but to be very honest, the mic quality is pretty much this. So, would you buy it? Yeah, well, you have to find out till you watch the review.
You see now, if having a headphones for meetings, calls, and music is your priority, I'm telling you, look no further. Bose 700s are for you. Alright, Bose does win in the microphones department, but what about the audio quality? Bose are not loud, but they are more precise in delivering like a wide soundstage with balanced highs, mids, and lows. Uh, Compared with the Sony's XM3s, I prefer a higher volume with a lot of bass, but unfortunately for me, I couldn't find the same experience where I began like air drumming over a song that has taken over my soul. For people who believe that louder sound and higher bass isn't everything, I suggest going to the store and trying them both on and playing your favorite song. Trust me, it will help. Although there is an issue. In my testing and everyday use, I had major issues with software. The 700s, even with overnight charging, always indicated 16 hours of battery life instead of the 20 hours that were advertised. Not only that, like when two devices are connected, let's say my iPhone and my MacBook Pro, any one of them playing any type of media gave me a repeated cracking sound, which made the experience terrible. Just as of September, Bose released an update, hoping it would fix these issues, but I have to be the bearer of bad news. It didn't. All I can do is to be frustrated and hope that Bose releases a fix soon. As for the Bluetooth connection, I didn't face many issues with it. With the range and disconnections. Although, every now and then, due to, of course, the software, I was unable to connect as seamlessly as advertised. Which sucks, to be honest, when you're spending so much amount of money and getting like a half-baked product. At least with the XM3s, I never, ever faced a single connection issue. Bose is, or let's say was, a market leader when it came to noise cancellation headphones. The QC35-2s defined a generation. They even became a style icon and a starter pack for every startup in the valley. With the 700s, the audio quality, microphones, and the premium unique design is there, but the occasional hiccups in software have made me pick up my XM3s again. The internet is flooded with complaints with Bose. It could be that you don't face any issues. But if you unfortunately do, it's a wait and watch game. Alright guys, do not forget to leave a like if you like the review, and of course, click that big red button. Subscribe to my channel. You have to subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment down in the box below. I read all of them. I reply to all of them. So tell me, which headphones are you looking for? What are your options? Why are you considering the Bose? Why might you consider the Sonys? Let me know. I read each and every one of them. Yalla, I'm waiting.